think if I told you that we can make something really cool while satisfying our sweet tooth at the same time? Does that sound good to you? Well, that's exactly what we're doing today as we make this super fun zipper pouch using, you guessed it, a real candy pouch as our fabric. In your box, you received a package of candy. Now, what I want you to do is carefully open it up, find a bowl from the kitchen, and dump all the candy out. No worries, you've got something to snack on while sewing, which is my favorite part. And today we're going to learn a really great sewing skill, and that is we're installing a zipper. It may sound difficult to do, but I promise I'll help you take this step by step, and soon you'll see that installing a zipper is something to never worry about again. So let's go ahead, pull out our rotary cutter, ruler, and mat, and let's go. Okay, the first thing that we're going to do is we are going to trim this candy pouch real quick. So you're going to go ahead and take a ruler and a rotary cutter, and I want you to trim off the sides just about a 1/4 inch, okay? I'm going to trim that off. Oh, you might need to go through it again. There we go. Flip this around. That off. And now what I want you to do is I want you to trim the top off so that zipper isn't in there anymore. Okay, so I'm just gonna cut it just right below and trim that off, okay? Now, oh, it looks like I didn't catch it all the way. This is a good moment to say, okay, now we need to cut just a little bit more because we need this to open up flat. So go ahead, if you need to, trim off a little bit more. Okay, there we go. Trim that off. Perfect. Okay, so now we're gonna lay this, and the bottom of this candy zipper pouch might be stuck on the bottom just a little bit. Just pull it flat, just nice and slow. Don't pull it too hard because we don't want it to rip. Okay, so your candy pouch is now gonna look like this. Trust me, it's gonna look amazing at the end, okay? And you can do this with any kind of candy pouch. We've done it with chip bags, we've done it with lots of different treats and goodies, and so you're gonna have so much fun making this. Okay, all right, so now what we're going to do is in your kit, you received a piece of iron-on vinyl, okay? You're gonna peel back the vinyl piece, and you're gonna feel like a tacky, sticky side, okay? What I want you to do is to peel back that paper, and I want you to place the vinyl on top of your zipper pouch, or your candy pouch, okay? Nice thing about this is if you kind of mess it up the first time, you can peel it back off, and it'll be fine. Okay, so we kind of want to smooth out the candy pouch as best as we can. Okay, smooth it out. Remember that sticky side is on top of the pouch. Okay. And just the nature of a candy pouch, it's going to have some wrinkles. I wouldn't worry about it, okay? Okay, now this is really important. When we go to our iron, we need to have a pressing cloth, okay? So a pressing cloth, that's an actual product that you can purchase, or you can have your own by just using a piece of fabric that's going to be in between your iron and the vinyl, because the vinyl can melt if your iron is too hot. So we're gonna put a mock pressing cloth, which is our piece of fabric that's in our kit. We're going to place it on top, and this is just going to act as a little buffer between the iron and the vinyl. So let's go over to our ironing station, and I'll show you how this works. Now, another really important part of this is we need to have our iron at a medium setting. I know we're used to having it on high and ironing our cotton fabric, but for this, I don't want anything to burn. That's the last thing we want to do. So again, we need it on a medium setting. We have our pressing cloth here, which is our fabric, and we're going to iron that. It's going to fuse the vinyl to the candy pouch. Again, a medium setting. Okay. And it's going to be soft and kind of curl. That's okay. Again, if I can touch it and it doesn't burn me, that's a good setting that my iron is set at. Okay. I'm just going to press it a little bit more. Again, you do need a pressing cloth or a piece of fabric to be in between the iron and the vinyl. Okay, I think that's good enough. Again, it will curl because it is a little melted, okay? But it'll be okay. Ah, this is so cool. Okay, now that we have this ironed on, we are now going to quilt our pouch. So what I want you to do is take your background piece. This is going to be the lining piece actually, but it's going to be on the back of here. So the lining piece I want you to put right side down, so wrong side up. Then you're going to take the piece of batting that was included in your kit, place that right on top. And then you're going to center your candy pouch in the middle. And the reason why we have it cut bigger than this is because we are going to quilt it, okay? And when you quilt something, it's always best to have the backing and the batting at least a few inches larger than your top. So you'll see that a lot with quilting, quilts, or doing table runners or anything like that. Something that you're going to quilt, you want the backing and the batting, for this case, to be larger than the top, okay? So now we're going to take some pins, and what I want you to do is just to put the pin near the edge of your zipper or your candy pouch so that the holes that we create are actually hidden in the seam when we're all done. Okay, so just put a pin in this corner, put a pin in this corner, just on the edge. And you know what, I'm going to put one in all four corners, just to be safe. Now that we have that pinned with our lining fabric and batting, this is where you get to have a little bit of fun, be creative. I want you to quilt the entire thing. So on this one, I did some wavy lines. You can do some zigzag stitches. It's totally up to you, but I would space them quite a few spaces apart because if you quilt it too much, it might make it too stiff. So we still want that flexibility and to have it just be a little bit softer. So just quilt a few lines just to put the 3 layers together, and then we're going to trim this up. So let's go ahead and go to our machine. And I'm going to do I'm going to do a zigzag stitch. So I'm going to change my machine. Okay. And I'm just going to go across. Again, I'm gonna pull out the pin here because I don't want to run over that. And I'm gonna start just outside of where the zipper pouch is and then come into it. So I'm just gonna stop, pull out that pin, and I'm gonna go off the edge. That's good. All right, so at your machine, go ahead and pick a stitch that you would like to do for your quilting and just go ahead and quilt the whole entire thing. All right, now that this is all quilted, we're gonna go ahead and trim this up. So we're gonna take our ruler and our rotary cutter, and you're just gonna line up the ruler with the edge of your candy zipper of the candy pouch, okay? So go ahead, trim this up. So much nicer now. You can see why we always have the backing and the batting larger when we quilt is so then when we are all done, we can trim it up and it's all nice and even, okay? All right, so let's go over to our sewing machine and we're gonna change our foot to be the zipper foot. So let's go to the machine and I want you to find the zipper that has, or the foot that has the zipper teeth on it, and it's gonna look like this, okay? You're gonna see two little spaces here and then a bar, and it kind of is a little weird shaped foot, but this is where we're going to clamp our foot on here. We're going to clamp it onto these and we're going to switch between the right and the left side. So I'll let you know when it's the left side or when it's the right side, okay? And this is going to ensure that we put on our zipper safely and the right way, okay? So if you come down here to the bed of the machine, I'm going to go ahead and change my foot out, okay? And we're going to clip it to the left right now, okay? So be sure to ask for some help if you're not sure on how to put your foot in, or if you're confused about what your zipper foot looks like, okay? So we're gonna have our needle in the middle position, have it clipped on the left, okay? And then we're gonna come back over to our workstation and you're gonna have a different color zipper. You might have red, blue, yellow. I mean, there's gonna be a variety. So kind of a fun little surprise when you open up your kit. But what you're going to do is you can see the zipper right here, the pull is face up right now. What I want you to do is go ahead and flip it over so that the zipper is face down. And I want you to center the zipper at the top of the pouch, okay? Just kind of center it. And you're gonna line up the edge with the edge of the fabric. So we're gonna take some clips that you received in your kit. We call these Wonder Clips because they are wonderful. And you're just gonna clip right there, okay? So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to our sewing machine and we're gonna stitch right along this edge, and I'll show you how that's done, okay? So we have the zipper foot in the left position. We clamped it onto the left side. And we're going to follow the edge of our fabric with the edge of this foot, of the foot in the front here. So let me show you here. We're not following this edge, we're following this edge. Okay? So again, I clipped it on the left side. I've lined up the edge of my fabric with the edge of the foot. And I put it down, make sure my needle is in the middle position and that I am on a straight stitch, okay? Make sure you're on a straight stitch. If you did a zigzag or a wavy for your quilting, make sure you go back and do a straight stitch. You will thank me later. Okay, so go ahead and just stitch that down. Remember that the zipper is face down, And take it slow because we don't want our needle to hit the zipper teeth. Okay, there we go. Now, if we come to our workstation here, I want to show you that we're going to flip this up. Okay, we're going to flip this up, and it's going to kind of fold our pouch right where we stitched. Okay, so it's going to fold it, and we're going to bring that fold up to the zipper teeth. Okay, so these are the zipper teeth. So again, I have it like this, just like we did before. We sewed it across. Going to flip it over and fold the pouch up to the zipper teeth. Okay, and what you can do at this point is you can just place a clip in the corners right here just to hold it in place. Okay. And what we're going to do is we're going to top stitch right along here. Now, on your machine, remember we said we moved the zipper foot to the left position? This is the time where you're going to move it to the right position. Okay, so I'm going to take my foot off and move it over to clamp on the right position. Okay. Now I'm going to move this clip because I'm already at my machine now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to line up the edge of my presser foot with the fold right here. Okay, so I'm lining it up right here and the fold right here. Okay, and it's just going to barely catch that fold. Okay, so again, make sure your needle is in the middle position. And go very slow. We do not want to catch our needle in the zipper teeth. I think the zipper foot can be intimidating sometimes, but it actually keeps you safe and it gives you such a nice look. I love the zipper foot. Okay, so you've done one side, now we got to attach the other side. So let's go over to our workstation. And what we're going to do is we're going to fold this up, so right sides together, fold it up, and we're going to line it all the way up to that edge. And again, we're going to clip it in place. Okay, so now once you've got that stitched, we need to change our foot back to the left position. Okay, we're doing a lot of back and forth. But we're going to change it to the left position and do that exact same thing. We're going to line it up along here and stitch it down, okay? So here at my machine, I'm going to take the foot off and then move it to the left side, okay? Again, my needle is in the middle position. I'm going to bring this here. I'm lining up the edge of my fabric and zipper with the edge of the zipper foot. Not in the back, I'm following the piece that's in the front, okay? And I'm going to stitch this down. Again, just take it real slow. Okay, we did it. We're almost there. Okay, so I've stitched that down. Now what we're going to do is we are going to unzip the zipper, okay? This is very important. We're going to unzip the zipper all the way. Okay, so pull it through here. Unzip the zipper. Oh, and now we can lay it flat. See? Because we need to do that top stitch like we did here, but we can't really do that with our zipper zipped up. So unzip the zipper all the way. Again, we're going to, this is the thing that we just stitched down. We're going to flip it up and bring that fold up to the zipper teeth. So again, we're going to take our clips. I'm just going to place them in the corners just to hold it while I go over to the machine. Clip them there. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to top stitch just like we did on the other side. So, what do we need to do now? we need to change our zipper foot to the right side, okay? I'm going to take this off, move it over to the right, and clip it back on. Now, I'm going to line up that fold with my edge of the zipper foot, okay? Again, we're just going to do a top stitch all the way down. Whew, we did it. You guys, you installed a zipper. Pat yourself on the back. I am so proud of you. You installed a zipper. So now we got to make this into a zipper pouch. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and close the zipper now. Okay. We got to turn this the other side out. Okay. So we got to turn it this way. So we see the lining, and now we're going to zip it back up. Okay. But what we're going to do is we're going to decide where we want the zipper to be. So sometimes people like it at the top. You could do it right down the middle. You can have it near the top. I like having it near the top because it gives it a nice clean look, and sometimes you can get some bulkiness at the top here. So I'm going to place mine right here. So what you're going to do is you're going to fold this, kind of like smash it together, and wherever this zipper is, so if I wanted it to be in the middle, I'm going to rotate it so that it's flat here. Okay, you see that? And I could put it right there, but I want it to be near the top. So I am going to kind of fold this up, and the zipper's there. Okay. Now what you're going to do is you're going to take some clips. Okay, right here. All right, but what I want you to do first is I want you to unzip the zipper halfway. This is very important. Very, very important. Unzip the zipper halfway. So I'm going to unzip this. There we go. I did a little bit more than halfway, and that's okay because I need enough space to turn it right side out at the end. Okay, so what I want you to do is, again, you can take some pins or you can use the clips. And you're going to clip those edges, okay? And I like to clip the zipper teeth here because you can see they're kind of flimsy. I'm going to clip those together just so they're straight on, okay? You might just have to mess with them just for a second, okay? There we go. And then I'm going to clip here. All right, we're almost done, you guys. This is so exciting. So what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and stitch all the way down on both sides, okay? But remember, have your zipper open halfway. Don't put it all the way over here. Don't have it all the way over here. I want your zipper pull to be right in the middle or just a little bit beyond, okay? So let's go ahead and stitch all the way down on both sides. Now, we don't need our zipper foot anymore, so we can go ahead and take that off and go ahead and put your standard foot that you've been using back on, okay? Now, for this, I'm going to use the edge of my presser foot for this. So go ahead and put your foot down, have your needle in the center position. And we're going to slowly go over. And you know what? I'm going to do a back stitch because I want the stitches to hold really nicely. So go ahead and do a back stitch. And we're going over those zipper teeth. It's okay. I promise it won't ruin it. And I'm going to actually go back over the zipper too. Okay. And we're going to sew all the way down. go ahead and do a back stitch at the end and sew off the project. Okay, one side done. Okay, now we're gonna do that exact same thing on the other side. So I'm gonna start here, do a little back stitch, then I'm gonna go forward. Okay, now just take it slow over this. Okay, kind of hold them still. Okay, now I'm going to do a back stitch. Okay, and then we're going to sew all the way off. And actually do a little back stitch at the end too. Let's do that. There we go. Just good reinforcement stitches as we turn this right side out. Just want to make sure it's nice and secure. Okay. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to trim off our edges. This is why we need to have our zipper pull open, because if it were over here or over here, we'd cut our zipper off and it would just be sad. So we're going to go ahead and cut these off. So take your rotary cutter and ruler and trim the zipper off. There you go. Okay, now for the moment of truth. We're going to turn this right side out through that zipper opening. And you know what? You can kind of pull the zipper over if you want to have more space to pull it through, because you've stitched over the zipper teeth already and did a back stitch, so it's going to hold it really nice and secure. So let's go ahead and turn it right side out. It's going to be a little tough because we are working with a candy wrapper, so just, you know, be gentle, but don't be afraid to push those corners out. A tool that I really like to use is called the R&K turning tool, which is something to help poke the corners out. So see if someone in your household has one of these. If not, you can use like a pencil. I would use the eraser side so you don't push the pencil through the fabric. You can also use a pen with the cap on. There's lots of different things. A chopstick, if you have some chopsticks. But here we go. Okay, and there we have it. We have our candy zipper pouch done. Now, if I were to do this again, I would probably make sure that the front was this side, like I did with this one. But you know, you live and you learn, right? It is all about learning and trial and error. So I think this is still super fun. I think it's way cool that I was able to make a zipper pouch using a candy bag. And like I said, we've made them with chip bags, with cookie bags. I mean, the possibilities are endless. So I cannot wait to see how your little Starburst or chip bag or little other treat bag turns out, because we are going to reuse and recycle this stuff, right? So fun. So you know what? This calls for a treat. So treat yourself with your little candy pouch and some treats on the side. Thanks for sewing with me.